All right, all right. We'll give it 1 minute, and then we'll jump on here. All right, guys. Welcome to the live session. Today is March 18th. And we have the Fed meeting today. So let's get into what is going on with the markets here. All right. Let's see here.
Small business.
All right, so ES dropped today. We almost hit that 200 SMA on the daily here. Let's see. So we have this downtrending channel. Okay, we said this red line is where we get puts, right? This red line is where we're going to get puts, and we're targeting this green area. Now, most likely, I feel like we might be targeting this area right here, 63, 63. Let's see, check it out on the monthly here. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna go down here. Let's see, clear all this out. So this is like in no way, shape, or form does that mean the market's completely done and it's gonna tank and never come back. What we're seeing here is just a monthly bull flag. Okay, so this is a monthly bull flag and comes down and then boom, comes back up. Okay, right here, another one, boom, this one's gonna come about here. About that 6,300 mark, right at that 6,300 mark to hit that 20 SMA and then continue on up. So that's all we're saying. We're not saying, market's going to completely tank off and die and, everything's going to go to zero. We're just saying coming down to this support on the monthly, about 63, 63. And then decide to take off, and so this area is our next target here. This green area, which is at 6,600, and then 6,485, and then that 6,363. Now, a couple things that could happen right here is we do have a shoulder built right here. Then we have the head that's built right here. Okay. Then we could definitely come and make another shoulder in the next week or two and build it right here, and then it could just drop it all off on the weekly. Now that could happen. But I prefer just a straight drop. Stop all the waiting around. Okay, and just drop it off. But that's what we're looking at now. When we look at the daily. What do we see here on the daily? Well, number one, we got, let's see here. We got the RSI, heading down. Okay. Now the RSI is setting up where it looks like it's going to create a bullish divergence coming up probably somewhere around here. Okay. So we're going to continue to drop. And we're going to drop into this green zone here, right? And possibly hit that 63, 63 area, depending on how weak the market is. Once we lose this 200 SMA, that's going to be a tall tale sign. So this 200 SMA has been held here strong. Okay, come back here, held here strong. Now, but we notice that the bounces are getting weaker. Okay, that's a good sign. It's a good sign that the market's going to tank. All right, so right here, we had a strong bounce off of the 200, okay? Came up here, made a high, okay? Came back down here, okay? Hit the 200 again, okay? Came up here, made a lower high, and now we're coming back down right here, okay? So now we're right here near that 200 line again. And we're at the lower end of the channel as well. Now, ES chart and SPY's chart is a little bit different, right? We have we have the downtrending we have the downtrending we have the downtrending channel here, and we're at the lower end of that channel. Whereas SPY, we have kind of a megaphone pattern on there. Okay, I'm not really seeing no megaphone pattern on this one. I try to set it up, it's just not going their way. Let me try it again. It's not going exactly the way SPY has it on so nicely. Okay, so this here, it could still respect this little wedge channel here. But what we're looking at is that 200 SMA. So this 200 SMA, we saw it bounce here first. We got all the way up here to 68.53. Okay, then we came back down here, that 200 SMA. Then we bounced right here to about 6,800. Okay, now, yeah, about 6,800. And then we're coming back down here to bounce on this again. Now, do we bounce again and just come down to maybe 67.50 or not? Or do we just break this down and head lower? Well, that's what we're here to find out, right? So, going into the 4-hour chart, we can see that we have this cup and little handle. So we got a little inverted cup and handle right here setting up. RSI below 50 on the 4-hour chart. Let's see here. Come on. Give it to me. There we go. All right, RSI below 50 on the RSI is no bullish divergence, so nothing, because there's just not, it's not happening. So stochastics doesn't even look like it's ready to turn around yet. I think we still have more down to go. Can we bounce a little bit? Maybe. I think whatever bounce we get is going to get sold off. I mean, look at how strong this bounce was, and then it just completely died out. Then we had this weaker bounce here, and then completely died out. So the sell volume, we had low volume the last couple days, and then we had pretty much average volume today. So on the sell days is average volume, on the up days it's low volume. So that's a telltale sign that we're gonna go lower. Okay, so let's go to the hourly here. So with the hourly, we had bear flag, fired that bear flag down. Now we have another bear flag forming. We don't have no bullish divergence on the 1 hour. We need a RSI reset, so it's consolidating so that this could come up a little bit. Stochastics does look like it wants to turn and go up, but we'll see if that happens. So can we get a bounce? We could get a little bounce probably, but I don't think it's going to be too much. I think maybe 66.85, maybe 66.85. If not, this sets up a bear flag and we drop it down to 66.03. That's our main target there. 66.03 is our main target there. But as I said earlier, I think we're going to come down to that 63 area. And that's going to be where we buy. Okay, so right now, we're having fun with some calls. Having fun with some puts. But when we get down to this general area right here, 63, then we'll get some calls, get some longer term calls for SPY and QQQ. As of for right now, we're right on the tips of that 200 SMA and that lower end of the channel. So this general area right here is a bear flag. Okay, so here and here, this is the bear flag. Okay, on the daily, probably see it better on a weekly chart. A little bit. Okay, big rejection candle today. All right. So if we lose this channel, right? If we lose this channel, We lose this channel, we're going to sell off probably 65.50. 65.50, we're probably going to go there. So there's my target, 65.50. Okay, 65.50. And that's going to be my target. If we break it, oh shoot, where did I go? Okay, so I put too much. Okay, edit there. 65.50. Okay, target. All right. So 65.50 would be that target. If we lose that down, we're going to be selling off and we'll hit that 65.50. If we do get a bounce here, I think we go maybe 740, 745 maybe. And then we set up to come back down. Okay. I don't think that we're going back up anything past 780. We're not going to pass anything past 780. Look, the 200-day is supposed to be the strongest, right? It's supposed to be the strongest support. Okay, that's whatever moving averages you use, 200 SMA is the strongest support. Now, it's had it 3 times hit, right? Well, we didn't quite hit it today. Maybe it counts a little bit right here, but it hit it. And every time it hits it, it gets weaker, okay? And we could see that with the bounces, right? We had a big bounce here, smaller bounce here. So right now, we either get a very small bounce and then we drop off, or we just set up to drop off, okay? Now, it's debatable because we're right at the channel support line and we're at the 200-day support line. So we might get that little bounce, but all the way, I think we're still going to drop down, going to drop off, going to go 66.03 and 65.50. And then, we could just put our other target down here to 64.89, so about like 6,500 area. And then when that's lost, big target down here is at 63.63. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking, and that's what I'm seeing. Okay, again, with the hourly bear flag, unless we get some kind of something and that we just rally on up, I don't think so. I think our next target that we go is this gap fill right here. ES does not like gaps. That's for sure. Other stocks you could potentially leave gaps. But ES, the futures market, they don't like gaps. They really don't like gaps. So they tend to fill those gaps, because it's supposed to be 24 hours a day. So they don't like gaps. So that gap is coming. So that gap is at 66.38. So 66.38. 66.38 is price target. There. So 66.38 is going to be our next target. And, this is a very good support at the 66.40. So once it hits that target there, maybe it bounces there, because that's going to also be that 200 SMA. So right where that is, that's going to be the 200 SMA as well, right there. So maybe we hit that, then it bounces some. But the next bounce, if we do get a bounce, that's important to watch, because the next bounce, if it's smaller, then we know it's about to drop. And if it's about to drop, on that next bounce, we just load up some more puts, maybe even some shorter term ones, and watch it free fall. And that's where we're trying to go. We're trying to get into this green zone right here. Okay, the red zone was buying puts. The green zone is taking those puts profits, leaving maybe a couple for down here if we get there. But this general zone right here, 63.60 to 64.60, is that general zone of, so we start buying stuff up here. We could go a little bit, maybe go down to 6,300, maybe get, you know, a little bit more selling. But this is going to be very good, strong support here. And I don't think that we're going to go potentially any lower than this. Let's see here. So like 6,000, I don't think so. I mean, could it happen? Sure. And like a real bad sell-off could definitely happen. And then if it does hit 6,000, I'd be buying this up crazy because it's going to come back up to 63. And 300 points isn't that much on ES. You know, we could move, you know, 100, 200, 300 points on a down day. A real bad down day. But I think we could easily do that, turn and come back up if it ever gets there. You know, if you start buying here and it keeps going down and it hits there and turns, you know, that's going to be all profit there as you buy it up there. And it's going to come back and probably do a reversal candle right on that support area of 63. And then from there, it's going to consolidate for a little bit and then we'll take off. So that's what we're anticipating on ES. So we got a squeeze firing down. We got weakness in the market. We got lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Okay, now this one we got a higher low, but then we got a lower high again. Okay, so this is consolidating here. We're still making lower highs. And if we drop off, boom, we get these targets here. Okay, so I'm not anticipating us going any higher than 67.80. Okay, and you know, we could get a bounce right in this zone right here, and we could go to 67.10, maybe 67.40, but I don't think we're going to go any higher than that. And then if we do get there, I think we set up for a drop to these zones right here. And then this is the golden zone right here. This is where you want to buy. Okay. All right. Let's go into SPY. All right, SPY. So SPY, we could see that this megaphone pattern is a lot better. You know, I know everybody was frantic yesterday when we popped and we went to 64. But, you know, we stood the ground and we knew it was going to drop off. We just added more puts and we got that drop here. And we dropped lower than this low, right? This low was 661.36. And this low was 66.119. So we're consistently making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. This is a textbook downtrend. Okay. So RSI still looking fine. Not making no bullish divergence. Not making any bullish divergence yet. Stochastics still flowing down. Not looking to turn around yet. Squeeze is still firing down. So all that is good. So everything still looks down. And it doesn't look like we're seeing any reversal right now. Okay. So this megaphone pattern is working. Okay. So if we do sell off, you know, this megaphone pattern, we could go 641. Okay. So that's what we're looking. 641 is a good area. That's the same target as the 6603 on the ES. So with SPY, our main target, main week monthly target is 614, 614.60. Okay, will we get there? Maybe not. But will we try to get there? Yeah, we're at least getting to 640. I believe 640 comes for sure. If we look at this, we could see this is a drop off right here. This is the sideways consolidation we've been in. Okay. This is the sideways consolidation we've been in, and here's the drop. We're barely beginning the drop finally after all these months of chop. First month of chop, second month of chop, third month of chop, fourth month of chop. Now we're getting the drop off. This is now trending down, right? On the daily, at least, trending down. So I believe we get to 620. I think that happens. Okay, 614, I'm not sure, but 620, yeah. We could, go past 620, get that 614, and then come back and make that reversal candle on that 20 SMA. That's kind of my guess is what's going to happen. Okay, so this is a drop off. Okay, that drop off is happening. All right, so, if you think we're going to shoot right back up to all-time highs, I beg to differ. And it's going to come back down here to 622 at least, and possibly 614. So these are our targets, and this is why. All right, so we do have a. So you can see this. It's even better here, right? So we can see this even better here. How we have this box consolidation right here. We have that box here, and we lost the box. We came back and tested the box, failed the box. Okay, put in a inverted hammer candle, and then this week we are putting in a bearish engulfing candle, canceling that reversal candle and respecting the downtrend here. So what does that tell us? It tells us that we're gonna go lower. Okay, it's gonna go lower. So that's what's going on right there. And it's pretty simple to see that once you identify, look, we had this sideways consolidation for months here, and now we lost it. Okay, so this sideways consolidation is telling us we're at least going to 567. At least 567. That's where we're going. Okay, so at least going to 567. Okay, on there, and then continue dropping. We're gonna go to 551, and you could see this. We have the shoulder here, the left shoulder. Okay, and then you have the head forming right now, and this head could go all the way to 651. This could be this week or it could be into next week. I mean, next week is gonna have to come down lower. So that 651.50 area could be a bounce area. Could be a bounce area. Okay, and then we have our 20 SMA on our weekly slanted. Okay, curling down. All right, and then we have our 50 SMA right at that 640. Okay, that's 640. That's 640 area. Okay, 640, 641, 642, 644. All right, so this is my target, 651. Okay, I think that's what's going to happen. I think this is going to make a cup, and it's going to come down to 651. I think possibly we get that this week. I would love it for it to get to this week, but it could happen next week. So this week or next week, depending if we bounce tomorrow at all. If we get a little bounce tomorrow, then that's going to be our indication that we're going to get loaded up on puts on whatever bounce. And we're going to target 651 for next week, unless it hits Friday, But either way, we're going to be targeting 651, and we're going to be getting puts for that 650 area. And for next week and for the next 2 weeks, we'll be getting those puts, and we'll set it up so that this is a fairly new megaphone pattern. So megaphone patterns, they usually have one more big move, and that would be to 641. That would be beautiful if we could get that, break that to 200 SMA, go down to 650 and then 641. And then from there, we could either bounce, set up, and then either go lower to 614. So, if we think of all of this, right? If we get any bounce tomorrow, what are we going to be looking at? right? We're going to be looking at say April 30th. What do we say? 615, 614, right? So we'll be looking at 620 puts. Okay, 630 puts. Those will be the two puts we'll be looking at for April 17th, 30 days out, if we're anticipating that 614 target. So we'll be anticipating that. If you really want to spend some money, 650 puts, 30 days out, probably a golden goose right there. But again, they're double the price of the 630 calls. 620 calls, and 630 calls are a little bit more decent. But if you just want to buy a few, 650, those will hit. Those will definitely hit. All right. If you want to play even lottos or anything for next week, that wouldn't be it. 27th would be next week. Right. 27th. Yeah, it's going to be the 27th. 27th, 650 puts. Okay. 650 puts, not bad right there, because we're going to hit 650 for sure, either this week or next week. So this could be a good play on there. Let's see. What's VIX at right now? So VIX. VIX is. So you see this VIX had a bullish engulfing today. Right at that 20 SMA, it bounced on the 50 and had a bullish engulfing today. So bullish engulfing here. Okay, now very strong. It opened and closed with no tops and bottoms. It's pretty strong all day. So open and ran all day, basically. RSI bounced on 50. Okay, so this looks good. So if you get the continuation tomorrow, then that's going to tell us even more that we're going to pop it up and continue on going to 30. So we want to get puts while VIX is down, because as VIX increases, the price of puts increase. So that's the situation, right? So if VIX increases, premium increases on calls and puts. Okay, so that's why sometimes when your stock goes down, your price goes up on calls, just because the price of VIX is increasing so dramatically. So you want to buy options when the VIX is lower, because when it goes higher, so when it gets into the 30s and 40s, your options are going to be a lot more expensive, which you're going to be able to sell them for more money. All right, so let's go back to SPY. All right, so this is our main target here, 614. But what we are targeting for this week, 651 and 641 for this month. Okay, and this month is what? We got 1.5 weeks. We got next week. Wow, we got next week, and then the 31st is only 2 days. So Monday and Tuesday. So we only pretty much have next week for a full week, and then Monday and Tuesday, we'll see what that looks like. But March is going to be a down month. We kind of anticipated that. We dropped off of here, bounced, tried to get back in here, failed, came back up, filled this gap here, and then now we're dropping. And I think we're going to continue dropping, because nothing else is telling us that this is going to go any other way. Okay, we had that pop on pre-market, and then that dropped immediately, and then we sold off. Okay, no bullish divergence here. Stochastics maybe wants to turn around, but that's about it. We got the bear flag forming. We lose that 660. We go 657. Then we go 551. Okay. So we're already Let's see here. We already broke this low. Okay. Yeah, I don't see us going too up too much. If we even get close to 688, I mean, load up on puts. You know, the only way we're gonna be out of puts completely is if we break 674. I mean, our true area is 677. You know, I mentioned that yesterday, I believe. 677. If we're unless we're above that, which is back inside of the channel that we broke out of, you know, then there's no point. It's all puts. It's puts, because we're gonna come down and satisfy these levels first. Okay, so we had a squeeze up there, failed to fire up, ended up coming down. It's just weak market. Okay, we've been doing this market. It was weak this year, and you know it's showing this. And you could see this longer term bear flag right here. This line down here, and this consolidation here, and then once we break that 657, we're gonna go 650, 641. Those are our targets there. All right. So I hope everybody's clear on SPY and ES, S&P 500, okay, and VIX. All right. So I mean, it's plain and simple, pretty easy that, you know, we're going lower. Okay. And that's fine. You know, the faster we go lower, the faster we go higher. Okay. So after this is done hitting these targets down here on 640 and 614, after we're done hitting these, then we're going to set up to turn around and on the monthly set up that nice big bull flag, and then from there we consolidate, and then boom, we run up and have some good strong nice swings, right? Good strong nice swings. So let it fall. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with letting it fall. All right, now let's go to NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ. All right, NASDAQ here. Okay, can't get past the RSI 50. Okay, can't get past that. All right, it's just consolidating right under it. Can't get past that. Okay, that's where the 200 SMA is too. We've been consolidating into the zone between 24,616 and 25,115. Okay, we're below the 100 SMA. We're below the 20 SMA. We're below the 50 SMA. And now we just need to get below the 200 SMA. Now, how's that going to happen? Well, we're going to break through it. Going to break through that. Once we break through that, once we break through this 200 SMA, we'll hit that 24,200 level. And then once we lose that, we'll go 23,750, and then 23,248, and 22,855. Okay. And where's this big one? Where's this big guy wants to go? Right there, the 22,855 is where we want to be buying this up. Okay, now tech is being a little stronger than SPY right here, or S&P 500. You know, it's lost this one here, but here it's just trying to hold that 24,000. It's right there where the 200 SMA is. But once that loses it, you know, you go 23, 22, right there. Okay, and then right in this zone is where we want to buy it up on the NASDAQ. Want to buy it up right around there. That 22,800 is where we want to be buying it up. I don't think we go lower than that. I don't think we go lower than 22,450. Because then that interacts these previous highs. I think we go to that 20 SMA and then we bounce it back up. We set up and then we go higher. Yep, I think that's the case. That's the case, and that's what we're gonna get. So, looking at this here, chop, 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 chop. Okay, every time we're up here, it's a sell. Okay, it's easy. Well, that's easy. That looks like it's super easy, right? Nasdaq. Anytime it's down here, it's a buy. Anytime it's up here, it's a sell. Okay. Now the trick is we're gonna lose this and continue selling. Well, if SPY does, then ES will. If ES does, then Nasdaq will also lose that 200 SMA, come down to 24,200, and then come down to 23. Once we get past this level right here, this red level, this neckline, right? Once we get past that neckline at 24,160, we should be able to drop off and start selling off good, right? Selling off pretty good. But we can see the weakness here. Okay, that area here has been very strong. We bounce there, bounce there, bounce there, bounce there. But, it gets weaker and weaker every time, right? Bounce here first, made new highs. Bounce here there, made lower highs, right? Came up here, made it high, double topped, possibly. That's a double top, could possibly be. Then came back here, bounced only a lower time. Okay, came back here, bounced only a lower time. Okay, now it's rejecting and sell off on good volume. I don't think once we hit this again, I don't think we bounce that much. If we do at all, and I think it sells off and goes down. Okay, so we will be looking for this zone. We'll be looking for this zone. We'll be looking for this zone at for our target zone right here. Okay, that's going to be our target zone. Once we lose all this, so this right here, just in general, is going to give us that perfectly. So that's going to give us that perfectly. Okay, this zone right here, this choppiness, this bear flag, if you say, drops down, it's going to give us that perfectly. Okay. All right. That's NASDAQ. Well, let's see. If we go in the hourly, let's check it out. So hourly, no bullish divergence. Stochastic looks like it wants to turn around. Okay, we're holding that 24,616. Okay, we have a gap here. What did I tell you about gaps on the futures? Futures like the gaps, so they don't want to leave any gap unfilled. Okay, so high is 24,400. So 24,400. 24,400. Okay, is a green, and we're gonna go gap fill. All right, 24,400. Then that would be gap fill. Okay. So 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Not really doing much. Here we had an inverse head and shoulders. Try to fire. Failed. Okay, so this inverse head and shoulders. All the inverse head and shoulders that we've been having lately have been failing. All of them. So I think we lose this and we go 24,400 for that gap fill tomorrow, and then possibly retest 24,163. Okay, if we get any bounce, then we'll get the bounce to 24,780, and that's probably it. And then we go back down. Okay. So that's NASDAQ. Let's go into the Qs. All right. If we go to the Qs, we have that descending triangle pattern. We try to break out here, failed. Try to break out here, failed. Try to break out here, failed. We try to break out here, failed. Now look at this. Interesting fact, right? This is getting tight. We are very, very close, if not already, ready to drop it down. Okay, RSI cannot get past 50. It is struggling at that 50 mark. Can't get past it. Okay. Squeeze setting up to the downside. Oh, this looks juicy. Looks super juicy. We got RSI rejecting 50. Can't get past it. We got squeeze setting up super nice for the past, 3 weeks. Okay. And we have stochastics doing nothing. That's great. And we have this pattern, descending triangle pattern, that can't break up. So we're going to potentially break down. Okay. Once we break down, we go 584.90 and then 565. 565. Okay, let's grab another target here. Meet right there, 575. Okay, so then we break it down. We go 685 and then 675. So when this breaks down, it's going to break down nicely. It's going to break down with a lot of volume. And, it looks really good. Looks really good for a breakdown. Okay, so this pattern here, we're getting extremely close. I think this fires within the next day or two. I think it fires within the next day or two. Yeah, and our big target that we're looking at, 547. Okay. Will we get there? Not sure. We would have to, have a big sell-off. Can we get there? I'm sure we can. RSI is below 50. Squeeze heading up to the downside. Stochastics heading down. All of this, rejection. Look at all this rejection. We had a lot of indecision candles, right? A lot of dojis. But look at that. Rejected 20. Rejected 20. Rejected 20. Rejected the 20. Okay, now this week, what are we going to do here? Well, obviously, not hard to find out that this week we're going to be this. That's what this week's going to be. We're probably going to end around 587, maybe 588, maybe 590. Okay, so I think this is going to be a bearish engulfing candle that's going to eat this candle, and we're going to come down here. All right. That's what I anticipate that we drop. This is the candle that I see. Maybe it's more. I don't know. But if this is a breakdown candle, then it could be all the way down to 585. Okay, and if that happens, that'd be a beautiful thing, because then this is actually breaking down, and then we'll be going into next week to 575. Okay, but this is a target. 587 for sure is a target that we need to hit. We had support on it here last time. Okay, and that was on the 20 SMA. Now we're below the 20 SMA weekly. This is already telling us weakness, right? Weakness. Okay, so weakness. Okay, we come back down here. We sell off into that weakness. We're going to go down to this target, which is 575. All right, and then once we get there, we're going to see if that holds. Maybe it holds, maybe it bounces, maybe we back test. Then we go 565, and then if there's more weakness, we go 550. Okay. So this is our plan. It's a good plan too. Very good plan. You know, weakness all the way around. You know, we could see this downtrend here. See the downtrend there. Yeah, this is perfect. Perfect channel there. Perfect channel there. So let's check that out on the daily. Okay. So let's remove that. So we have the downtrending channel here. Try to break out, failed. Hit that lower end of that, and consolidated here. And then now hitting that channel again, and we're dropping. So if we do pop up any which way, I don't think we go higher than 602. But since we already lost that 602 there today, I think we just keep on dropping. You know, I think we just keep dropping. We hit that, past that 200 SMA, and we're going to go to 585. It's already time. It's already time. The descending triangle is about to fire. The downtrend is telling you there's more room to the downside than there is to the upside. So unless we're above 602.50, or not even, I want to say 604.83. If we get past that, then cool. All calls all you want. All calls all you want. But if we're not past that, you know, favorite is puts. Favorite is puts. So puts to the downside. Puts to the downside to 580, 587, 585. Okay. And that's it. So Qs and SPYs, downside. Targets already established. Okay. Now we go IWM. All right, IWM. Now, IWM is about to lose it as well. This channel hit it. Now we're coming down. Okay, we should be coming to 240. So 240 is where we're targeting, that 240 area. So 242, 240 that's where we're going. Okay. Simple downtrending channel, respecting the downtrending channel. We lost 246 today. Okay, we come back down to we lose that 245.40, and then we should be heading towards 240. So it looks like we're gonna get some nice selling this week. Nice selling this week. Okay. Nice selling this week. All right. Let's see. The hourly. Okay, hourly. No bullish divergence. Okay, failed there and coming down there. Making lower lows already. Okay, we're in the sell the rip market. Sell the rip. It rips up, sell it. Rips up, sell it. Sell the rip, sell the rip. Okay, RSI cannot maintain over 50 below. So just sell it. This box consolidation, but we're below it. Now it's going down. Sell it. IWM. IWM is going down to 240 this week. I believe so. 240. Okay. Let's go to DIA. DIA is already fallen off. Already fallen off below the 200 SMA. This is a tall tale sign. Okay, DIA is the weakest now. So DIA is the weakest. DIA is the weakest. And I believe what did I do? Let me see here. believe I was saying last week, I was saying long oil, short the Dow. Okay, DIA is the Dow. Okay. So long oil, short the Dow, and the Dow is falling. Okay, where's it gonna fall to? See, this was a fall off right there. This is a beautiful fall off. Perfect fall off. We got a topping tail and a confirmation candle. We're going down to the 20 SMA. Probably, let me see here. I would say we're going to go to 452, but we might hit that 20 SMA. Might hit that 450 area, but see where that. Oh, okay. So that we're going at least to that 50 SMA right there, 456, but we might get 452. Yeah, I think 452 gonna hit. Maybe get a little at that 450 possibly, but yeah, this is just completely down. So it looks good overall. Market's down. Okay, finally it's moving in that direction. Everything else we would drop and then we'd pop. We drop and then we pop. Drop and then we pop. Drop and then we pop. Now we're just dropping. So that's a good indication of the weakness in the market. All right. So they were trying to buy them up and it kept falling. We're still making lower lows and lower highs. Now we're just dropping off. And DIA is the weakest. So that's giving you a telltale sign of what the other ETFs are going to do. The IWMs, the SPYs, the QQQs, they're going to drop off and lose that 200 SMA as well. Okay. So does this look bullish at all? No, absolutely not. 20 SMA crossed over the 50. Now it's crossing over the 100. All right. And this one's trying to curl down as well. So these ones are going to come back down and cross over there. So this is, these are crossing over. That's no good for this market. Dropping below the 200 is no good, and that one's dropping as well. So looks like down we go. Okay, down we go. Okay. Now let's go to some stocks. All right, CVX. All right, CVX here. We broke 200 today. All right, and then we having trouble right there at that 200 zone. Having trouble right there. At that 200 zone, we could see, okay, that we are having trouble there. Okay, so, but we're making new highs. We're making new highs. This could pull back. We could come back down to 197, 196. If that happens, it's just a part of the trend. It's this is a bull flag that fired and it's having trouble, so it's only have to come back and reschedule, or unless we have just another nice day and push through this, we just need to get past this area. So if we get past this area on a good day, then we don't have to come back down to 196. But if we can't, we come back to 196. All right. So that is what it's looking like. Let me see here. See if I can make this a channel. Yes, I can. Perfect channel right there. All right. So here's your bullish channel. I mean, overall, long-term bullish oil. Maybe it pulls back a little bit this week or not, but I don't know if it's gonna get through that. If it does get through it, we're not pulling back. We're gonna go straight to 205. But if we can't get past that 200 level, we're coming back to 196. Okay. But overall, still bullish on oil. Now, here's a problem. XOM. Okay, we had an indecision candle yesterday. We had an indecision candle yesterday, and then we have a bullish engulfing today. If we lose 156.93, we're going to drop back down to 154. Okay. So we had trouble on it before, right here, at that 160 area. So we're having that same trouble right there. We're having the same trouble that we had right here, sold off, and we're having right here. As long as we could hold that 157 or 156.93 area, this could make a bull flag, and then we could break on through and go higher. But this is a reversal for sure. So I would hedge up on that, unless we just gap up and we start pushing again and start holding this area, and go sideways. Then this is fine. But if we do drop back down to 156.90, then we have a problem. Then we have a problem. Okay. Let's see. Do we have a problem here? You know, we don't have any bearish divergences here. We don't have any bearish divergences there, but as long as we hold 156.93, we're fine to go higher. Okay. All right, let's look at coin. All right, coin. Coin is right on that channel, lower end of the channel. On here, we're still above that 50. We're still above 200. As long as we hold that 200, this is fine. We should be continuing on this channel. You know, we're just kind of it's just consolidation day. Okay, we hold that up, we push on up, or we're gonna go sideways, make a little bull flag, and then come pop it back up. But overall, still looks good for a push to 225. All right. All right, AVGO. AVGO looks weak. Tech is weak. It's gonna go lower. So we're gonna go to 308, and if that is lost at that 308.50, then we're gonna drop it down to 265. Now we're already losing that 200 SMA. That's not good. We're already losing this consolidation. That's not good. Now we lose this consolidation at 308. Then 265 is where we go. 265 is where we go. All right. Now, now it's consolidating inside of this bull flag in between the 20 SMA and the 50 SMA. It looks like it's going to consolidate until it goes, until it pushes one way or the other. You either get over 119.74 and you start going bullish, or you get under 111.60 and then you start coming back down here to 104, 105. But, you know, it looks good. It broke out the downtrending channel and making a bull flag. Okay, if it could get past that 119.74, you could go higher. Okay. All right, MicroStrategy. Okay, we lost the channel today. All right. We're holding above that 140. We need to hold above that 140, and we need to come back above 144. Okay, we do that, we could maintain this bull flag, and then we could try to jump it back in this channel again. If we lose 139.50, then we come back to this 136.40. Come back to that 136.40. But you know, we're in that channel. We need to get back above that 144. Okay, or else we're in trouble on this one. It's gonna consolidate in between the zone right here, if it doesn't. Okay, Riot. Riot has a bear flag on it. Looks like it's going to come back down to 12.33. It's below all of its moving averages. Looking weak. RSI is below 50. Squeeze is firing down. Stochastic going down. It looks like this one's going to come down at 12.33. All right, GLW. GLW right here going sideways. It's in this little sideways box right here. This isn't bullish until it gets above that 20 SMA at 139.17. It's going to consolidate into the zone right here. 120 to 128 to 136. You got your upper zone, you got your lower zone here. All right. All right. ASTS, Space Mobile. All right, price here is settling around 78. Okay, and you have a resistance here right at 99. You have your moving average here right at 96, and your 20 SMA right here at 88. And you're in between here. You did put in a bearish Harami today. So if it's down tomorrow, then you know this is going to come back down to the moving average here at 82.65, and then most likely 78 again. But it's not looking. It's looking more like consolidation than anything. All right, coherent. Okay, coherent here. Possible downtrend here. We'll see if this rejects and this falls tomorrow. If this does reject and fall tomorrow, then this downtrend is legit. If you push over it, get over that 260, then this downtrend is not legit. Okay, and but if you go down tomorrow, if this one goes down tomorrow, then we're gonna come back down to 225 and possibly 210. All right, let's see, TMOS. All right, TMOS. All right, so bull flag on the daily. Okay, daily bull flag was 210. Okay, now we broke that. And you're hitting the moving averages here at the 150 SMA. It's still good as long as it doesn't break 202. If it breaks 202.40, then you know this bull flag is not happening. But if you could come back up, bounce here, and get back above 210, then this bull flag is still intact and you can still go higher. And you know, if you're looking at this longer term area, you could possibly have a shoulder here, a head here, and then your right shoulder forming here, and then you could have a giant inverse head and shoulders that would probably look better on the weekly. So shoulder here, head here, and then one more shoulder here, come up, and then you could go. So still possible bullish formation here. All right, Tesla. All right, Tesla, descending triangle pattern. You know, we're outside of it. It's just consolidating. I think it's going to go down because the markets are going to go down. So, you know, we're probably going to lose this 388 and we're probably going to go to 357. Let's see this load up. Okay. So yeah, if this drops down, we're gonna have to hit that 378. Maybe it bounces there, but 357 hits. If we get all the way down to 320, for some reason, if we get all the way down to 320, that's a buy all day. Buy it up. Buy it up. Buy it up. Let's see here. Okay, so Tesla had that top at 488. It got there right there at that 498 here. Stopped it. Came back down. I don't think it gets lower than 344. I think it holds about 340, 344. Then holds above there and then sets up and then pushes. I think that's what happens on Tesla. I believe that's what's going to happen on Tesla there. Hits that 350 area, 350, 344 area, and then it bounces. If it goes all the way down to 320, you know, this is an all day buy all day, and then we go. So we're definitely gonna have to get some puts on Tesla to hedge for our longs here on our leaps, and whatever they pay us, we're gonna add to our leaps. But yeah, this if the market drops, Tesla's gonna drop, and And once we lose that 388, we're going to fall off to 357. All right, TKO. Say we try to break out, failed, dropped. Okay, consolidating here. Below 20 and 50 SMA, struggling at the 100 SMA. It doesn't look the greatest. Doesn't look the greatest in price and in patterns here. It looks like it's rejecting all of this upper end moving averages. Consolidating sideways still. So it might consolidate for a little bit longer, but I think it's going to come back down to this 191. So 191, we might come back and test a 50 on the RSI, and then from there, we'll drop it back down to 191, 190 area. Okay. And Dizzy's gonna keep going. It's gonna gap fill at 92.80. I said this last week. Dizzy's just gonna keep dropping to 92.80. So that's where it's going. That's where it's going. Hey, yeah, awesome. I love doing this. Thank you guys for being here. All right, Netflix. All right, Netflix. All right, Netflix. Netflix holding here. So Netflix needs to break through this 96 level. Okay. If it doesn't, then we're going to come back down to this 90 level. But, we had such a big move. It's just consolidating. It's forming a bull flag on the weekly. So that bull flag on the weekly, it's holding these moving averages right here, the 100 and the 20 SMA. So that's good. But if we drop off to that 90 area, that's going to be the buy area, and then we'll set up to go higher. But right now, it's just pure consolidation. Pure consolidation sideways. Okay. All right, Microsoft. Rejected that 411, coming down here, losing that 396.92. Okay, next target here is going to be 383.79. Okay, we're holding some kind of support right here, right there, but most likely going to go 383, and then target is 367.77. And that is gap fill right there. So that's essentially where we're going, to that gap fill area. And that gap fill area is right at that 50 SMA. So this is going to be nasty. Like a pop to a straight drop. Wow. Pop from 365, 344, all the way to 455, and then right back down. Right back down. So that's where we're going. 367.77. Okay. LLY. All right, LLY took a tumble yesterday. Today it kind of reversed on that 90 level. Couldn't get over that 50. thought this descending triangle was going to pop to the upside. Couldn't get past those moving averages. Decided to drop to the downside. Now, here, okay, we had that big breakout, consolidation sideways for a long time. Now we're coming back in. We got to get back above 950 by the end of the week, or else this one's coming back down to 875. So we got to get back up above 950 by Friday. If we could do that and get back up, then this is still solid to push higher. If it doesn't, if it rejects 950, then this one's going to 875. 875, 850. All right, Nike. Nike dropping off. It's going to 51. 51.26. Not looking good. All right, BA. BA had that bullish Harami with the reversal here. And then we had a bearish engulfing that canceled that out. And we're right back here at 606.66. So, if we do not hold this 606.56, then, this one's going to that gap fill. That gap fill I didn't think we were going to go to. It looks like if we don't hold that 206, that's where it's going to go. In this weak market, and you gotta anticipate that if we don't hold this, we're going here to that 190 area. Okay. All right, Hood. Hood is just going sideways. Not really doing much. It's in this box right here. Going sideways, not doing much. So, just going sideways. Not doing anything really, consolidating. It's probably going to come back down here to 72 again. Okay, maybe even come back down to 62, 67 if the markets are selling off. All right, NVO. Okay, NVO's coming down here. It did a gap fill here. Kinda, not quite. Let's see. High is 36.95. 36.95. The low here is 37. So not quite. 36 by 5 cents it didn't. NVO here. Okay, well, it's below this area here. Consolidating here. I think this is going to generally just kind of flow right here in this general area. I think that's where it's going to flow in, this general area. So you're going to be consolidating on this one for a little bit. Okay. You know, when they said that there's a saying in the markets, it says when all boats, no, it says when the tide is high, all boats rise, right? So when the ocean's tide is high, all the boats lift up. Now, with SPY and QQQ falling, the tide is getting low. So all the tide is going low. Typically, all the stocks are going to go low. Okay, that's it. The tide is low. The boats will lower as well. So just anticipate there's gonna be some choppiness if your stock doesn't drop, or it's gonna drop. This one looks like it's gonna chop inside this area. All right. Nvidia, bear flag. Okay, it's gonna come back down to the 200 SMA. Okay, once we lose that, we go to 173 and then 164. RSI cannot get above that 50 area, so that's weak. Sell volume is good. All right, so this choppiness here is going to consolidate and drop towards 164.65. Once we lose 172, we go 164.75. This is a good buy area, 164.65. Okay, so that's where we want to buy on the video. We want to buy at 164.65. Okay, it might go a little lower to 152.74. Okay, but a good area to buy was 164. Okay, and then it will probably double within the next 2 years. But for now, it's going lower to 164.65. All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, Citibank. Citibank is chopping around, but it's going to drop. Okay, Citibank had that nice big run, but it's going to come back to right here. 100. It's going to come back down to 100 and then consolidate here. And all these moving averages need to speed up with this. So Citibank is going to fall back down to 100, chop around there for a little while, and then set up, and then it will go higher if it holds 100. Okay, so if this holds that 100 area, it's going to set up and then go higher. But right now, it's just chopping around. But once the market starts selling off, we'll go back to this 200 SMA, right at that 101, and that 100 level, and then from there it either holds, and then we bounce, and then we take off higher, because Citibank looks great. It had this big consolidation, and it broke out nicely. It looks great. Okay, and then now it's form a little bull flag there, but it could pull back to that 100, consolidate, and then boom, we could take off later on during the year to 140 and 150. Okay, so if you get to that 100 level, maybe probably be buying for some long-term leaps at that 200 SMA. Yep. If it drops even lower, maybe 197, so 97 area, but then it should come back and hold that 100 and then set up for a push to 140, 150. If that happens, that's a big move, 50% of the stock. That's going to be big leaps right there. Big leaps right there. Okay, FIG. All right, FIG. All right, FIG here. So we got a cup and handle here, but overall, looks weak. Looks like a weak cup and handle for sure. Weak cup and handle right there. Okay, so we got the cup, the handle. Okay. All right. So, this is going to have to hold that 2460 area. If we could hold that, that'd be good, but it's underneath all its moving averages. If it doesn't hold that, you're going to revisit 21. Okay. All right. Okay, Meta here. Meta just been doing nothing. It lost this consolidation sideways, and it hit that, rejected it, so that back tested, confirmed that it's gonna drop. So target 608. We lose that 608, we go 586. That is our target there, 586. And I believe we have some 600 puts for Meta that we would love to cash out at 586. So 586 and then 548 is where we're targeting, and possibly 506 if we get harsh sell off there. But right now 586 is target, then 550, real bad 506. That is what we are targeting there. All right. Okay, let's see. All right, IBIT. Okay. So, not good that we broke out. We broke out and then we came back inside. That's not good. All right, for Bitcoin there. Now Bitcoin needs to stay above this here level. Okay, 39.50. So it needs to stay in there, and we need to get back above 42. If we could get back above 42, we start moving up again and head towards this 46. 20, 46, 40 area. But if not, then this we consolidate, we come back up, or we consolidate. Okay. All right. Sound. All right. Sound. Basic consolidation sideways. That's where it is right now. Basic consolidation sideways. Okay. Gonna go sideways here. Okay. So not looking like it's done and do much right now. Not gonna do much at all. Okay. CLSK. Okay, CLSK. All right, consolidation sideways here. Can't get above 50. Rejecting it, rejecting it, rejecting it. Squeeze, setting up. Okay, 20 SMA. All right, 50 SMA up here. Rejection. All right. Sideways. Consolidation. Not going to do much. Okay. Not going to do much. Our side rejecting 50. Squeeze building. This is not going to do much. You're going to stay in between these two. 8, 33, and 11. All right. SoFi. SoFi is consolidating in between 17 and 19. You know, I hate to say it, but you know, we broke out and then we broke out this year and then we come back in. Oh, it just doesn't look good to me anymore. You know, above 20, it looked great. The bull flag was still intact. Now we're down here at 17. We're below the 20 SMA. We might go even lower to maybe 15, 60. It just doesn't look that good anymore to me right now. I'm not saying that it's going to change in the future, but right now it doesn't look good to me right now. So I need it to be above 20 for it to be good to me, for it to look good to me, or else, you know, with the markets selling off and they're gonna pull back lower, I say that this is gonna come back lower as well to 15, 15 possibly. So it's not looking the best for me. Not really liking it there. Not really liking it right here. It needs to get back above 20 for me to like it. Path. Okay, path here. Okay, path here. Path here actually looks good. Okay, we have a bull flag trying to break out. Bull flag trying to break out. Descending or ascending triangle trying to break out. RSI is above 50. Nice buy volume. Okay, momentum's up. Stochastics are up. Okay, it looks like it's curling and turning. Okay, it needs to pass that 50 SMA and then it gets to 14, but it looks good. It looks like it's in a good strong base right here. So as long as this maintains above 1247, I think this goes higher. Target would be 14. 14, 22. Okay. CRWV, CoreWeave. All right, CoreWeave. We have the reversal here, and then we got the bull flag here setting up. As long as we hold 80.43, that's been my line in the sand for since we got in this area. So as long as we hold above 80.43, it's good. We have that bull flag. It would be nice if we get over that 20 SMA. But this bull flag is still good. Once we break this downtrend here, then we go 90, 98, and 100. So possibility is still there to get 100 by the end of the month. So don't fret. You know, it still looks good. Still looks good. Still looks good. All right, this one is a penny stock, huh? I mean, looks like it's good right now. Okay, hit that point 19, right away all the way to 33 cents here. Could possibly hit 39. Okay, looks good that it's breaking out here on good volume and on good RSI. Looks like it could go 39. Okay. Okay. Backs. All right, backs. Lost this channel here. Now coming down. You did have a Morningstar reversal here, but it never follow through. Now we're here. Okay, so now you need to see, do we hold this level here that we had the Morningstar reversal at, or do we just fall off and sell off? Okay, and if not, then most likely this here is you're gonna be your prison right here between 17 and 18.42. So you could buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, you buy here, sell here, if that's what you want to do. All right. I only know tickers. I don't know. I don't know what that is, so I can't help you out there. Sorry about that. Okay, so PFE. All right, PFE Pfizer. Okay, Pfizer. Finally going, huh? Finally going. Okay, it's above 27.20. We could stay above 27.20. We go to that 28.55. Okay, squeeze forming, RSI above 50, volume coming in above 20 on the on the SMAs. This is good. Nice little bull flag. That's good. Okay, we couldn't get away from 25 for the longest time. Now we're above that, and we're chilling at that 27 area. Okay, now we want to get 28.50. Okay, that's where we want to do. That's where we want to be. All right. All right. All right, Bitcoin. All right, so we got problems here now. We were above 72,500. Now we lost it. Okay, now we got to get back above it. Okay, we need to maintain above 72,500. If we do not, we have problems. We can't get problems. Okay, we need to be above that. Then go to 76.88 or more to 8,500. I mean, our gap fill area is 81,200. That's where we want to be. Okay, right now we're below this again. We need to get back above it. Okay, if the market starts tanking and this pulls back with it, then we're gonna be in this consolidation zone. We're gonna probably head back to 62. All right, so hedge up. Overall market down, so hedge up or buy puts. Market's gonna drop. So if we get any bounce tomorrow, then you know what we need to do: buy some puts. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you guys for coming, and I will see you guys next week.